Bill Farkas. Bill Farkas, manager of real estate for 35 years of dedicated service to the city of Hamilton. Sure, over the last number of years, each and every member on this council has had the opportunity to work with Bill on various files. I cannot tell you a more dedicated, committed, and a problem solver. And look for resolution. This individual is exemplary to employ the city of Hamilton. Has done it for 35 years. We are proud that we were the lucky ones to have him as one of our employees. And Bill, on behalf of this council, I wish you all the best in your retirement. But don't go away. Stay in touch. Thank you.
Bill.
Madam Clerk, are there any changes to the agenda?
Through you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, there are. Added as item 4.3, a delegation request from Vic, and I'm sorry, I'm probably going to pronounce this, Djurjevic, okay, of the Nikola Tesla Educational Corporation, respecting the appropriate location to erect a statue of Nikola Tesla and the naming of a road after Mr. Tesla. Added as item 4.4, a delegation request from Phil Tucson, Assistant Professor of Education at Redeemer University College, respecting a presentation of the winning proposal for the Certified Gifted Outreach Conference. That one's for 2015. Added as item 8.1, disclosure of information from Peter J. Sullivan, Legal Counsel on behalf of the Hamilton Wentworth District School Board. However, item 8.1 has been withdrawn, so that matter will no longer be before you. Added as item 10.1, a notice of motion respecting Boers Creek Dog Park, and added as item 10.2, a notice of motion respecting McMaster University's application to the province's call for proposals for major capacity expansion.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as amended? Moved by Councilor Morrow, second by Councilor Johnson. All those in favor? Councilor Jackson.
Just a question, Mr. Deputy Mayor, through to the clerk, just so that I was clear. Was the correspondence from 8.1 withdrawn, or was the entire item of 8.1 later today withdrawn?
The hearing itself was withdrawn.
Thank you very much. Sorry. Thanks, Mr. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you for that clarification. So we haven't voted on the agenda as amended. Declarations of interest. Are there any declarations? Seeing none. Approval minutes in previous meeting, July 7, 2014. May have a motion moved by Councilor Pearson, second by Councilor Powers. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Delegation request. 4.1, Don Jaffrey and Linda Dater, Social Planning and Research Council, respecting the transformation of the Community Partnership Program to the City Enrichment Fund. For the September 17th meeting, John Hertel will be bringing a report forward at that time. This is the wish of the committee. Moved by Councilor Farr, second by Councilor Pearson. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. 4.2, David Rennie, Canadian Union Postal Workers, Local 548, in respect to the termination of door-to-door postal delivery for a future meeting if approved. Council has taken a position on this matter. February 26th, and a response has been received by Mr. Ray. Also went to Council on April 23rd. What is the wish of the committee? Moved by Councilor Johnson, second by Councilor Pearson. All those in favor?
Just a question on
Councilor Pearson.
this. I'm clear on the referring goods delegation. Will we get zero authority on this, or zero influence on this?
Is that? Yeah, Judge,
Sure, through the Deputy Mayor. This is actually a matter fully within federal jurisdiction. We have no authority. However, we are seeking some cooperation and obtaining some cooperation with Canada Post on the matter.
Okay, and I know that in Oakville they chose not to cooperate, and apparently the mailboxes are going onto streets that aren't snow plowed, going onto people's properties. I'm getting emails from Oakville, so obviously if you don't cooperate to some degree and don't have any say or get involved with the locations, it could be even worse than it already is. So we need to contemplate that moving forward. That was carried. The next one is Bill, is it to listen? Assistant Prof of Education at Redeemer University, respecting presentation of winning proposal for the Gifted Outreach Conference. Sorry about that.
I'm so embarrassed.
Hang on, let me make sure this is up.
Did you read the
Sorry about that. Not leading by example, for sure. So what is the will of the council on 4.3? Have we dealt with that?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councillor Ferguson, second by Councillor McCaddy. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. 4.4, Vic Djurjevic of the Nikola Tesla Education Corporation respecting an appropriate location for the erect of a statue of Nikola Tesla and the naming of a road after Nikola Tesla for the September 4th meeting. What is the committee's wish? Moved by Councillor Power, second by Councillor Barr. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. 5. Members of committee, you have before you consent items 5.1, A to E to 5.4. Motion to receive. Moved by Councillor Pearson, second by Councillor Partridge. All those in favor? Any comments? Seeing none. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Public hearing delegations, there are none. Staff presentations, there are none. 8.1, a hearing under the Education Act. RCO, 8.1 is now withdrawn, correct?
8.1 is one that was withdrawn, correct.
Thank you. 8.2, performance of trash tag program, April 2013, April 2014. Is there any discussion respecting 8.2?
Move to receive.
Moved by Councillor Ferguson to receive, second by Councillor Pearson to receive. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Facility Naming Subcommittee, Report 14004, July 9, 2014. Is there any discussion respecting item point 3? Seeing none, moved by Councillor McCaddy, second by Councillor Duval. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. 8.4, declaration of surplus of conveyance of easement to Canadian National Railway. Any discussion? Seeing none, moved by Councillor Power, second by Councillor Ferguson. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. 8.5, Hamilton Tax Increment Grant Program, 547 King Street East. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, do I have a mover to receive? Going once. Moved by Councillor Johnson, second by Councillor Morrow.
Yes.
That's why we're dealing with an issue in your ward. 8.4. Sorry, it's 8.5. 547 King Street. Second by Councillor Morrow. All those in favor?
Carried.
Any opposed? Carried. Steel Committee report. Is there any discussion respecting 8.6? Moved by Councillor Duval, second by Councillor Powers. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Carried. 8.7, Pan Am Stadium Precinct Subcommittee Report. The clerk has advised that council has already taken a position on items 1 and 3 of the Pan Am Stadium Precinct Subcommittee Report. Both items brought before council as motions and approved at the June 25th, 2014 meeting of council. Therefore, we're only required to address item 2 of this report. May I have a motion to receive item 2 of the Pan Am Stadium? Moved by Councillor Ferguson, second by Councillor Pearson. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. 8.8, amendments to the procedure bylaw for the sale of land. Is there any comments on that? Moved by Councillor Power, second by Councillor Pearson. Councillor Ferguson.
Just one question. Oh, go ahead.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, in the clerk's office, we noticed this morning that the bylaw that's attached does not, even though the resolution the bylaw itself does not request the repeal. So staff will have to amend that bylaw before it comes to council on it.
Can't hear you, something.
The bylaw that's attached to the report before you does not address the repeal of the original bylaw, even though the report does. So staff will have to bring forward a new bylaw to council on Friday that addresses the repeal.
Okay, that's understood. Any questions? Seeing none, all Councillor.
Yeah, one question to you, I guess to Janice, because I don't see Helen here. Janice, it doesn't really narrow us down in the executive summary. I couldn't find it quickly what the changes are you're making. Can you summarize those for us? It says for the most part it's the same, but you don't really zero in on what's changing.
So, through the Deputy Mayor, first of all, this aligns with the municipal act requirement that there be a policy. So the old standard was a bylaw, the new standard is a policy, so this aligns with that. But there are a few changes to this, and some of the most, clear changes are in the declaration of surplus, which once the bylaw is enacted are at that point in time declared surplus by the passage of the bylaw. So that is found under section 4 of the draft bylaw. Land that does not directly access to a highway if sold to the owner of land abutting that land. Land formerly used for railway lines if sold to an owner of land abutting that former railway land. Land acquired by the city pursuant to expropriations if the land is being sold back to the owner from whom it was expropriated. Abandoned cemeteries. Land being sold to public bodies such as boards of education, municipal, provincial, and federal government, conservation authorities, Ontario Hydro, public utilities, and other recognized authorities. And finally, land being sold to private bodies where the deemed value of the surplus land does not exceed $250,000. Those will all be automatically deemed surplus upon passage of this policy in the bylaw.
Okay, so in summary, that the biggest change is the definition of surplus lands and how to process with it.
Right.
Okay, that's all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Powers.
Through you to Janice, just clarification is same section, section 4. I'm referring to the part H, the abandoned cemeteries. My understanding is under different legislation where a cemetery is deemed to be abandoned, it reverts to the municipality, and as a result becomes the municipality is responsible for care of it. So the wording of this is in such a way that the preamble at the very beginning under 4 dovetails in with the section abandoned cemetery, which clearly says that that's the default. It comes to the municipality, and then another bylaw, another piece of legislation dictates the perpetual care of the abandoned cemetery.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Powers. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. We're at motions. So we're at 9.1, Ward 1, Area Rating Project. Councillor McCaddy, you have a motion to introduce. Councillor McCaddy.
Sorry, lots of discussion going on here. So it's moved by myself, second by Councillor Farr, and it's the Ward 1 area rating projects, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Okay, who's that first? Councillor Farr. All those in favor? Carried. Opposed? Carried. Also, we have a former distinguished character for this council, Mary Kiss. I'd like to recognize Mary Kiss. Okay, we're at notices of motion. Councillor Powers, Wards Creek Dog Park.
Thank you very much. You have before you the series of motions. So the first one is that staff, that Public Works staff be directed to bring a report to the Public Works Committee on the performance and user satisfaction of the Wards Creek Dog Park. That's the notice of motion, and then I need to waive the rules, seconded by Councillor Pasuta. The rules be waived to allow for the introduction of the motion respecting the performance and user satisfaction of the Wards Creek Dog Park.
Okay, so all those in favor of waiving the rules? Carried. Any opposed? Carried.
And then the main motion is as stated, it's moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Pasuta, which will allow this to come to the September Public Works meeting.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Thank you, Councillor Powers. 10.2, notice of motion respecting McMaster's University application for province call for proposal for major capacity expansion. Councillor Farr? Maintains the notice of motion? Yes, thank you. General information, other business, amendments to the outstanding business list. May I have a motion to approve the proposed new dates as shown in item 11.1A. Moved by Councillor Clark, second by Councillor Partridge. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried. Any opposed? Carried. May I please have a motion to remove items shown in item 11.1B. Items requiring removal from the outstanding business list. Moved by Councillor Johnson, second by Councillor Clark. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. May I have a motion to refer the matter respecting Citizen Committee report on the Farmers Market White Paper back to the Planning Committee as staff's request, as staff will be reporting on this matter as part of the overall zoning bylaw report. Moved by Councillor Clark, second by Councillor Farr. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Closed session minutes, 12.1. Any discussion? Seeing none. Moved by Councillor Partridge, second by Councillor Duval. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. 12.2, closed session minutes, July 7th. Moved by Councillor Powers, second by Councillor Collins. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. 12.3, School Board Property Subcommittee Report, July 31st. Moved by Councillor Partridge, second by Councillor Marilla. All those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. I need a motion.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
The report that's before you, the school board report, you don't have to go into closed session, but the resolutions that are in there are that it remain confidential until it comes here. So there is an amended resolution that you would have to approve. I can hand that out now.
Okay, can you please do that? So there's two directions here, 12.3A and 12.3B. I have Councillor McCaddy as a mover on A. Are you moving it then, Councillor McCaddy? That's second by Councillor Farr. All those in, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. 12.3B, moved by Councillor Johnson. Who seconded? Councillor Powers. Any further discussion on 12.3B? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Moved by Councillor Pearson, second by Councillor Farr. All those in favor? Carried. How's that?